Hey guys, how's it going? Today I want to talk about traveling and ways to do it very cheap and with a just very cheap and without sacrificing quality. A lot of people think that I need like $5,000 to do a good trip or like yeah, if you're gonna go to I don't know Spain or like Europe. If you're living in America or if you're gonna go to America and you live in Europe, you get me. If you're gonna go like somewhere very far away and you want to stay in 5 stars hotels and you just want to like YOLO it and don't think about it, then yeah, you're probably gonna spend like 5,000, 6,000, even if you want to really like spend a lot of money. Uh, Personally, I think that's a lot of money for a trip that you can probably save a lot if you know like a bunch of tips. So, for example, one of the tips that I haven't tried it, but like some family members and some friends have been telling me that this is really cool. Like check some websites that have like flight specials. A lot of times you can find like flight deals, like I don't know, like a flight to Europe or whatever, like for $400. No, well, maybe not that cheap, but maybe for like 1,000 or so. But when these trips are usually like more than 2 grand, so that's something that you can do. A lot of these flights are usually off season. You actually need to buy the ticket before and then plan around that. Or for example, like in my case, like I like traveling to Mexico a lot, like because one is beautiful. There's a lot of places to go, like I don't know, Chiapas, Cancun, Oaxaca, Veracruz, Morelia, Mexico. There's so many beautiful places to go. That's one. It's super cheap to fly there, and the actual trip is super cheap. And three, there's not a lot of tourists. Usually, like especially not Americans, because for some reason they are afraid. Which I don't care. I'm okay with that. Uh, so it's really cheap. It's a great time to travel to Mexico. So you should do that. So basically, the flight. Try to fly off season and try to find flight specials. That is the number one tip. The second tip is try not to grab hotels, like very expensive hotels. I've learned that hotels a lot of times are very expensive and they're usually not worth it. Because most of the time when you go into a trip, you are outside the whole time and then you just get to the place where you're gonna sleep and you just sleep. If you want a super nice hotel, then for me it doesn't have a purpose or a point. Because if I'm going on a trip, I don't really want to stay at the hotel. I want to be like traveling and like sightseeing and walking around. I prefer a place that has a good location, even if it's not the best, um, because I'm not going to be there that much. Now, one thing that I've been doing a lot, like the last 3 years, I've been just getting Airbnbs. I don't remember the last time I rented a hotel because an Airbnb is super cheap. It's nice and like it's basically like pure basics. Like you don't get like free food. Maybe you get like a place to work out, and like usually you can get really good locations for a good price if you plan ahead of time. If you try to get Airbnbs like 2 or 3 days before, sometimes they are as expensive as a hotel. So you need to plan that ahead and look for the location you're going. Like New York is going to be expensive. It doesn't matter how you can Airbnb hotel is going to be expensive. You can try other apps like Couchsurfing that you basically is free, but in that case you're taking a little more risk, which doesn't mean it's bad or anything. Like you can probably find something really cool, and I met some cool people with Couchsurfing, but it's not for everyone. Uh, so that's another thing that you can save your money. Another thing, you can just try to get like a travel deal, like a tour or something like that. Especially if you plan to like come back to that place, maybe the first time you go is better to get a tour. That way you can get like an express trip, visit everything, and then just go back and have a better idea for the next time. And usually they are not that expensive, and they give you a very good deal. A lot of times, a lot of things that you can save on is just like research the restaurants. A lot of times, like the best restaurants, they're usually not the best. If that makes any sense, like the best restaurants I've learned, like in every place that I go, are not the ones that are rated the highest in like TripAdvisor or anything like that. Are usually the mom and pop restaurants, and a lot of times you can like get really good deals, or like people are very nice. And well, not all people. You need to be safe and careful still, but most people are nice. And like, usually, what I like to do, I just like to ask around, like, hey, where is like a cheap, good restaurant where I can go eat? And usually, like the selection is really good. So those are two tips that are very good to save some money. You can do more things. You can like try to cut corners on like food instead of like going out to eat. Like you can do grocery shopping whether you are there. Like personally, I don't like that because I'm on a trip. I don't want to like cook. You can get more people to go with you. Usually, when you have more people, it's easier to split the cost. But at the same time, you need to be mindful of the other people and what they want to do. Another thing that I recommend, and it's a very good way to save money, is just go to cheap countries. Like for example, like I was using the example of Mexico. Like Mexico is super cheap, like to travel if you live in you work in the U.S. or if you live like in a place with like they pay more. Like for example, say same with South America, same with like places I don't know. Cuba is super cheap. I went to Cuba like a couple months ago, and I think I spent like around $1,000 for like 8 days. Which, if you think about it, that's nothing. If you go to Vegas, you spend that in 2 days, which is retarded. Um, Also, try another thing that you can do is try to go to places where your friends live. So, for example, I have a friend in Minnesota, and like I kind of want to go visit there because one, like I could probably stay with him, and two, he knows all the cool places, so I wouldn't have to do any research. So that's another cool thing. Try to make friends and like just ask them and like ask also your friend that been to a place that you want to go, and that way you can just save time and money. You can get tips. Those are my tips. Also, look for YouTube videos. A lot of YouTube videos they have really good tips on how to travel cheap. I hope you like this video, and if you have any more tips, please let me know. This is just what I do. Maybe it's not the best, but that's what I do. And if you have any more tips or more things that I think I should know, let me know, guys. Have a good one. Subscribe to my channel.